people have been asking me how to record. Just quickly, I thought I may as well throw it in. If you want to record the master output of your Eigenharp, it's a bit of Belcanto again, but the audio agent is the final agent in the inside like an Eigendy setup, and that's the thing that like connects to your audio device or sound card, and it's got a handy little recorder built in. So basically, all it does is it's not a lot. Hasn't got any variables or anything fancy, but you can tell it to just record the master output, so everything that you play from your Eigenharp, and it creates a file on your computer called audio.wav. It is like a 32-bit file or something like that, but you can use iTunes to convert it. But it's useful anyway. So what we do is we say audio hey. Actually, I'm going to use the language keys to show off. Right. So audio 1118, audio hey is 5. Oh, sorry, let me do that again. Audio hey. Okay, hopefully you can see that. But audio is 1118, and then hey is 5. And then I just say recorder set. So recorder is 768, and then set. Oh, there we go. Not showing off that much, but there you go. Recorder set. So what we do is, if you're just using the commander, you type in audio hey, press OK, and then recorder set. Okay, and now basically everything that I play from now on is being recorded, so I can play some stuff. When I'm finished, I say audio hey. So I'll do this one typing it in. So audio hey, press enter, and then you say recorder unset. Recorder unset. Okay, now the recording stopped. You need to go and find it on your computer. So I'm going to Dave, which is my name, so whatever your username is, Dave, and then library, Eigenlabs, and then you go to whichever version of software you're using. So I'm using 1.1.23, and then audio. And you can see there's this one called audio.wav. This is the one I just created. So every time you record, it's always going to be called audio.wav. So once you've created something, rename it. So I just call it recording 1. And then there you go. That's for you to go and use how you want. I use iTunes to convert it into like a 16 or 24-bit. But yeah, there's something people have been asking about. Hopefully that's handy. Cool.
Cool. I think that probably is handy actually.
Yeah,
cool.
So I think that's my belt.
There hasn't been that many questions on the chat tonight. I think probably quite concise actually, Dave. Did you have any? We did have some.
David sent in a message asking basically for whether there was a complete description of all the keywords of Belcanto and whether there was documented complete description of the syntax. Hopefully I've covered that somewhat tonight. So the complete description of all the keywords, I would point you towards the Belcanto wiki stuff, because it does have Sam put quite a lot of work into that, and it's pretty good. It's got all the variable, all the parameters, all the ports for all the different agents, and all the verbs that they respond to. So that's the closest thing we've got at the moment to Belcanto documentation. And once you understand this thing of conversation, so as long as the agent that you're talking about is in the conversation, then you should be able to use the information on the wiki to kind of edit the parameters and do as you will with it. So hopefully that'll be enough. Like we'll do some more of these kind of technical Belcanto ones as we go on and get a bit more in depth with it.
So there has been a question. If you configure things via Belcanto, then do a save config. Does that include all the changes you've implemented with Belcanto?
So if you basically save the setup.
I think so. I think that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So anything you do with Belcanto is actually, I mean, all these talkers as well. All they're really doing, by talkers I mean the orange lights all the lights that do stuff and start metronomes and octaves and stuff. All they're kind of doing is spouting out Belcanto commands as well. So it's the same thing really. You probably noticed that in the Eigen commander, if I hit this one, it says octave when 115 up. That's because the octave's going up when I hit key 115 on this key group. So yeah, everything gets saved in exactly the same way. So yeah, basically, yeah.
Cool. Now we just come on to any open questions that anybody has. So if you have anything that you want answered, either on this topic or you're struggling with something else on, I think, pretty much any of the instruments. We've only got an alpha plugged in today, but if you have a Pico Tau, I'm sure Dave will do his best to maybe answer those. But whilst we're waiting for you to type and for the delay to go through, probably quickly talk about next week's topic, which is adding effects. I think that's going to be quite an interesting one.
I was just going to talk about difference between the send effects and the inline effects and connecting up.
So it's going to be really how to make your stuff sound really good.
It's probably not for people who are advanced users already. Probably understand all that.
Cool. So I don't think there's been. Leave email questions along. So of how to adjust the sensitivity of the yaw using Belcanto. How to adjust the sensitivity of the keys using Belcanto.
Okay, so did you say yaw specifically?
Yaw specifically. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting lots of questions now.
Yeah. Okay, so adjusting the sensitivity of the yaw is actually quite a tricky one. I don't know if he means perhaps connected to an audio unit. Can we ask him? What's his name? Steve?
Steve, yeah.
Yeah, Steve. So do you mean connected to the sensitivity of the yaw as in when it's connected to an audio unit, for example, or something else? And then I might be able to...
Okay. Just another question is, after entering recorder unset, I get 3 red stars.
That's cool. That's cool. Un is a separate word. I think that might be the problem.
Okay. What does that mean? But I mean, maybe I didn't see that last line of your last example correctly.
Sorry. Unset. Yeah, I think that will fix it. If you un is always the opposite. If you want the opposite of the verb, you put un, and un is a separate word. So un space set. I think that will fix your problem.
Okay, cool. So going back to the previous question, ideally MIDI, but AU would be good enough.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So Steve, yes, it is possible. It's a little bit tricky though to explain really quickly now. I think we should send an email or something, because we have this. There's an agent that you can use which is called the Ranger, which you can basically insert anywhere in a signal path inside Eigenharp. And a Ranger, you can apply curves and you can change the range and invert the signal that's going through it. And so you could take the signal from the yaw and you can apply curves to it, or you can invert it, or you can change the sensitivity. But this involves a little bit of re-plumbing. It's not actually too hard. And I think I'll just probably email him a little script that will do that.
Okay, so I think it is Steve Elbows. If you just want to maybe email support.
It's not too tricky. It's just that it involves replumbing.
If you just want to email support, we'll forward it onto Dave. Is that the same for the breath control using Belcanto?
It is. Yeah.
So
basically, if for anything, so anything. This is a little agent called the Ranger. Anything within Eigenharp, you can stick a Ranger in the way. So you've got the breath controller signal that's going to, say, MIDI. You stick a Ranger there and you can basically change how large or small the signal is, or you can invert it, or you can apply curves, or there's lots of stuff you can do with it.
I think a lot of this will become easier with...
Yeah, that's the other thing to point out. So we've got the workbench, and I know we've been saying for a while, the workbench is on its way. But it is actually tantalisingly close.
I think it's actually within the next days, I think,
well,
is the last I heard.
I don't know, I wouldn't like to say it. But very, very soon we're going to have the workbench, and this is all going to make this trivial, the kind of replumbing and adding agents and wiring everything together is going to be a graphical thing that... and we can start doing seminars on that, and I think once we've got that, everyone's going to find it a lot easier. Which would be cool.